Alright, so in this video we're checking out the ACEBEAM K1. This is another EDC flashlight that's a 3-in-1, has a white LED flashlight, a UV light, and a green laser pointer. And as you can see here, it's a very nice and small portable size here. You can see the size of my hand. There's a very small battery here. I'll show you in a second just for size comparison. This is the ArcField Pro, also a 3-in-1. This one's a bit heavier, non-replaceable battery, so kind of similar, but this one here has a replaceable battery. Before you get into the flashlight itself, everything that comes in the box here, just to show you quickly, a product certification card, you get a warranty card, user's guide, USB-C to USB-A cable for charging, some spare O-rings, and you get this wrist strap for attaching it probably to the end here somewhere on this clip so that you can hang it off your wrist. And just looking at the flashlight itself, you got a nice little tail switch here. You got a single clip for putting into your pocket. The user interface here is very simple. Basically, you have your three functions, your white light, laser, and UV, and you can switch it before turning it on or switch it while it's on. I'll show you that demo of that here in a second. 6061 aluminum, and this sort of dark green anodized color. Got your three elements here in the front. So you have your white LED element, you got your green laser pointer, and your UV light. And then you got this pretty typical bezel here in the front on most of these old flashlights. And when you get this out of the box, you're going to have to take a little piece of plastic off of the battery, so it will come in so that doesn't self-discharge. We'll go ahead and we'll take the top off here. And you can see that's where the O-ring goes if you want to maintain the waterproof rating. No spring on this side here. There's going to be a piece of plastic here that's going to prevent the battery from discharging. And then there's a spring on the inside there. It's hard to see at the bottom. And this battery here does look kind of like a AA battery. I'll show you. It does work off of AA's as well. You do have to charge USB-C here, so one of the, in my opinion, kind of a downside, you do have to take it apart to get the battery out to charge it. Not a lot of other batteries will have a USB-C port somewhere on here, but I guess in order to maintain the waterproof rating, they just elected to go this route. And then these are from ACEBEAM themselves, although I think this is a 14500 size lithium ion cell, so if you get a different brand of the same size, it should work fine in this one, although I don't have any to test. And then basically there's a little LED here that will light up when you plug it in to charge. When it's charging, it's red, and when it's done charging, it turns green. And this is a AA battery just to show that it will work. Just pop that in here, and let's go ahead and stick it on the regular LED, and you see it turns on. No problem. So it does run off of regular AA cells if you don't happen to have if this one happens to die. Now, in case you're wondering, these nickel metal hydride rechargeable cells should also work. And you see that the light also works off of those cells as well. The other one I showed you initially was just a standard alkaline cell. So I do want to show you the specs here in the manual based on for the run times. That's going to be based off the 14500 lithium cell. And so you're going to have three different light levels: high, medium, and low. You have a strobe, and then you have your green laser, and then you have two levels for the UV. And here are the lumen levels, 1000 to 650. So basically it'll run for a minute at 1000 lumens, and then it'll drop down to 650 for 30 minutes, and then 110 lumens for another 30 minutes. In the medium mode, it'll be 200 lumens, and that will last 2 hours and 40 minutes. That's a pretty good runtime for medium. Low is only 9 lumens, but it'll last 6 hours on that little tiny cell. That's pretty impressive. There's your times for your strobe modes. Green laser will last 20 hours. It doesn't use that much power at all. And then you have run times for your high and low UV light here. 3 minutes at 120 minutes and 180 minutes on low. So just a quick demo of the operation of this here on the desk, and I'll show you some outside footage here as well. First, the white LED basic operation, you're going to turn it on by pressing the button here. And then each time you turn it on off within 4 seconds, it will cycle through the different levels. So That's low, off and on again, medium, then high, then it goes back down to low. And then while it's on, you can switch your mode. So it's in the white LED mode. Switch it to the green laser. You see, laser works pretty well. And then you got your UV light. And there's 2 modes in that as well. So let's see which mode is this here. Yes, this is low. And that's high. So not much of a difference for the UV light, but that's low again. And that's high. So basically, to cycle through the levels, you turn on the, using the tail button here, you just cycle through by turning the flashlight on and off. All right, so let's go take somewhere dark and let's see how this thing performs. All right, back in the garage, and I am on the lowest level on the ACEBEAM, although I'm not sure you can see my hand here. So even on the lowest level, works pretty well. See, I'm illuminating the cars. There's a box here. There's, you see the garage door off there, and let's go to level 2. So there's level 2, significantly brighter. Yeah, I think even level 2, this is plenty for a smaller space. This is where I would imagine mostly using this. And let's go to level 3. Yeah, very bright now. You can see how intense that center beam is. And the spread of the beam overall is quite a bit. So I move the flashlight around. So I think, for not being things not too far away, the medium level is probably going to be fine. So back down to low. And again, here's medium. I think this is going to be mostly perfect for, if you're just looking at things that are kind of closer to you. So let me go off camera or into the frame. And I can illuminate other parts of the garage here and see where I'm standing. I can kind of illuminate behind me a little bit here like this. So I think that looks pretty good. I can't shine this at myself, so even on the lowest level, if I shine it at myself, this is pretty intense. I'm sure you can make out my features in the video. So if I switch this over to the laser, so here we are at the laser, and you can clearly make it out on the camera as I move it around on that garage door over there. And there's some reflections off of the car windows. But yeah, this is works really well, the green laser. That's about 20 feet away from the camera. You see the green laser works pretty well. Anyway, that's going to cover for this video. If you have any questions, comments, let me know in the comment section below. I'll put a link in the description if you guys want to check it out, and I will talk to you guys in the next one.